Hey YouTube, what is up? I've actually been in Germany for about the last week and I'm making a bigger video now, but some cool leaks actually happened. I think it warrants some discussion because the leaks just happened in a really weird way, and the cards that were leaked are actually really good. So let's get into it. Basically, through some factory error, Maximum Crisis cards are being printed as super rares in the OTS 4-pack. Don't ask me how that's even fucking possible, but that's what's happening. And for some reason, they also don't have the Eye of Anubis in the bottom right hand corner, which makes it even weirder. The thing is, I don't know what the rarities for the cards are in Maximum Crisis, so theoretically we could have secret rares printed as super rares in the OTS pack, which would make it a hell of a misprint, and those cards are probably worth a lot more. Hopefully I can get some OTS packs when I go to my locals in a day or two and pull some of these crazy cards, because that'd be fucking awesome, but we'll see. Either way though, two cards have been leaked that are very interesting, and those are the ones I want to discuss. The rest of them are just cards we knew were in Maximum Crisis already, and it's just basically name changes. But we got some information on the Spyral cards as well as the Subterra cards, and I think you're going to want to hear it because these cards are pretty broken and actually just make the decks pretty competitive actually. First up, I'm going to talk about the Spyral card. It is Spiral Sleeper. It's a level 8 light monster, a fiend effect monster with 2800 attack and 1200 defense, and I mean, it's pretty broken. Like, usually I say that, you know, just to say the word, I throw it about, but this time, this card really is actually very good. It cannot be normal summoned or set. It must be special summoned from the hand by banishing 3 Spyral cards from your graveyard, and can't be special summoned other ways. Makes sense, you can't bring it back with, like, your Spyral car or whatever it is. Like, you can't use the equip spell to bring it back. Makes sense, but its effect is ridiculous. Once per turn, during either player's turn, so it's a quick effect, you can target 1 Spyral card you control and up to 3 cards your opponent controls as cost. It just targets as cost, nothing else. You destroy them. You can destroy 3 cards on your opponent's side of the field as a quick effect, and you only have to pop 1 card on your side of the field. You literally lose 1 card and they lose 3. That's a ridiculous deal that I would take every day of the week. I'm glad I still kept my Subterra and my Spyral stuff. There's still more though. If it is destroyed by card effect or by battle, it is then sent to the graveyard, and then you have to destroy as many cards as possible, and if you do, you special summon 1 super agent from your hand, deck, or graveyard. That is really good in one way and really bad in another. It nukes your entire board, but it also does float. So it's a floater, it's really strong, it is searchable, recyclable, it is protected from targeting thanks to Spiral Gear Resort, or Spiral Resort I think it's what it's called, and if your board gets nuked by its effect, you can just use Spiral Recapture Mission in your grave to stop it, and you're going to probably think to yourself, how do I get this continuous trap into my graveyard? And then you remember that Spiral Sleeper pops a Spiral card to trigger its effect. So you can use Spiral fucking Recapture Mission, you flip it up, then you use, as a quick effect, Spiral Sleeper to pop it, put it in the grave, protect you from wiping your own field, and then you pretty much have protection from wiping your board and popping 3 at the same time for literally free then, which is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, obviously there's literally, like, statistically, you know, you go -1 or -2, but you can protect yourself by popping a card to trigger effect that pops 3. So it's really silly what you can do with this 1 card. It also, you know, like I said before, floats into agent, so it sets you up for other plays. I wish it was revivable from the graveyard, but, you know, you can't ask for it to be, you know, just that broken, because then it probably would be a tier 0 kind of thing, because, like, imagine you can just re-bring that shit out all the time, call the Haunted it back or something. It'd be way too much. Either way, I really like this card. I'm really surprised with the Spyral support. I really didn't think they were going to get a win con, which they desperately needed, and this is the last support for it, so I guess now's the time to drop it. Either way, I'm gonna move on to the Subterras, and surprisingly, the Subterra support is actually very good too. It seemed like for the last couple sets, we were getting cards that were good for Spyral, or cards that were good for Subterras. Never really good cards for both in the same set, except for the first one where we kind of like saw what the archetype might be. But for the Subterra cards, there's actually 1 card that was released or kind of leaked so far that is pretty ridiculous too. I'd say it's on the same level as a Spiral Sleeper. That card is Subterra Findus. It's a level 1 Earth spellcaster effect monster with 800 attack and 500 defense, and its effect is during either player's turn when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, then target 1 Subterra monster you control, negate the activation, then change that targeted monster to face down defense position. When it's on the field, you can activate the effect of you can target 1 face up monster you control, change it to face down defense position, and if you do, special summon 1 Subterra monster from your hand or grave in face up or face down defense, and you can only use each effect of Subterra Findus once per turn. So it's a searchable hand trap that negates every card effect pretty much. It's searchable 5 ways to Sunday in the Subterra deck because you can search it with Hidden City, and Hidden City searchable through Terraforming, and then there's searchable through fucking Archer or Archis or whatever the fuck it was, the Bow Hunter Subterra. This card is really easy to get to. It also resets your Subterras, so it sets them again so you can use their flip effects later on, and it can book any monster you control to trigger the effect of Subterras in your hand to special summon them, and on top of that, when you do that, you get to special summon a Subterra for free. So you can pretty much use its effect, book a card itself even if you really wanted to, and then special 2 Subterras from hand for free, which is really, really silly. It's also incredibly recyclable with Cave Clash, which if you don't know what it does, if you deal battle damage to your opponent, you add a Subterra back to your hand. You're obviously going to do this one because it negates fucking everything, and then you just keep on going. So the deck is really, really looking pretty strong at this point. This is just one of the cards, and there's still 2 more for both Subterras, and I think Spirals, or maybe we're getting 4. I think there might be actually 3 cards still left for Spirals and Subterras. So if just these cards we've seen from each are that broken, I can't wait to see what the other 3 cards are. It can actually make these decks very viable for the pretty much last format before links. So I'm very interested to see how these cards come out. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'm going to be putting up a bigger video really soon, a top 5 of sorts. But for now, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to click subscribe because it's free, it's fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.